It's very good to be here. I'll be brief. I don't want to interrupt the program, but we have a leadership meeting at 9, which I must go to, and here's my breakfast, which I'm trying to eat along the way. We have serious problems in this country, probably problems like we haven't seen since the Great Depression. And there are many in this place, Washington, and around the country who have the same exact theory about what we ought to do about the Great Depression as Herbert Hoover did. Wow. Herbert Hoover was the president in 1928 to 1932. And we had a recession like this one. It wasn't yet a depression. And Herbert Hoover said the government should do nothing to help people. Let it work itself out. And the recession became a depression. 1 out of 4 people were out of work. Millions were homeless. There were shanty towns. They called them Hoover towns, of people who were kicked out of their houses. Are we going to learn from history? You bet we are. And under the president's leadership, we have started to craft a more active government to help people who need help. Not to help the very wealthy, but to help people who need help. And we are trying on every front. At a local level, just yesterday, mentioned to my friend who introduced me, wherever she was. Thank you. I was able to get in the budget $800,000 for our DA from Brooklyn, Joe Hines, to go after the crooks who rooked people on their mortgages. People are out of their homes, and you know, it's not that large a group. They just do the same thing over and over again. And every time they take advantage of a poor working class family, they make $15,000, $20,000, then they move off and go on to the next one and the next one and the next one. We have to have the bankruptcy provision, the cram down provision, because to keep people in their homes, you cannot let some bondholder who was making high interest because he said he was going to take the riskiest part of the mortgage, and now he's saying, oh no, I'm going to block any workout, any refinancing to keep the person in their homes. We have to stop them, and the bankruptcy provision will stop them, and we need your help. That's a struggle because the banks are against it. We also have to provide low-interest mortgages for people, both to refinance and for new people, incentives to help first-time home buyers. And probably what's most important, and something that I've spearheaded, I don't spearhead my oatmeal all over the table here, is mortgage counseling. We've worked with Bishop DiMarzio in Brooklyn to try and provide mortgage counseling for people. To try, when people are offered one of these deals that sounds great, that someone comes in and says, they tell you you'll only pay $800 a month the first year. They're right, but they don't say it's the first year. They say, oh, you'll only pay $800 a month. And then it goes to $4,000 a month, and people get kicked out of their homes, lose their life savings and everything else. So we have a lot to do, and you are here to help us, and I cannot thank you enough, because the voices against us are strong, they are powerful, and they do not learn the lessons of history. And that is, if the average person in America has trouble, so will the very wealthy. We're all linked together, and they don't get it, but we're going to make them get it. All right. I thank you for being here, and thank you for the good work. Visit your Congress members, visit your senators, let people know what we have to do, and let's take this country back and turn it around. All right.
Allies working to strengthen our families.
Thank you, Senator.
Now, Congressman Frank Lowe, the chair.